Soybeans have many uses on the farm, and chemists have found over 300 widely assorted commercial uses for this comparatively new crop. Hundreds of products are made from the oil and meal. Soybeans respond to good growing conditions. There's no quicker, easier, or more economical way of starting a good seed bed than with a tractor plowing outfit. The W30 and 3-bottom plow make an ideal combination. Soybeans are legumes and grow better on neutral or sweet soil. Spreading on lime, sweet and sour soil so the nitrogen-gathering, soil-improving bacteria can do their part. The richer the soil, the better the beans. Manure is valuable, and when an even covering is put out by the up-to-date all-steel spreader, best results may be expected. The tractor disc harrow is in a class by itself for making a seed bed. Covering ground fast and doing a thorough job, this outfit means economy in operation. The spring tooth harrow is another efficient tool for working the ground into good condition for planting. It stirs the soil well and pulls out grass and weed roots. Backing the tractor sets the teeth. This automatic locking latch holds them at the desired depth. A pull on the rope will release the latch and raise the teeth. If the ground surface is rough or crusted, once over with the peg tooth harrow at high speed and it's ready to plant. To benefit from the nitrogen-gathering bacteria, seed should be inoculated. Commercial cultures are dependable if used according to directions. Using soil from fields that have grown soybeans with bacteria nodules on the roots is an effective and economical way to inoculate seed. Make a thin mud of the soil and sprinkle it over a pile of seed. Shovel over the beans until each one has just been moistened. If wet too much, the seed coats will swell. As soon as the beans are dry, they're ready to plant. This work should be done in the shade, as direct sunlight will kill the bacteria. In these root nodules are countless nitrogen-gathering bacteria. Too small to be seen with the naked eye, they are constantly absorbing from the air this vitally necessary and expensive plant food element. Inoculation increases the yield and protein content of hay and seed. Most of the soybean acreage is planted with a grain drill. This all-steel drill can be depended upon to put out and properly cover the right amount of seed, whether level ground or over broad-based terraces. Row planting requires about half as much seed, produces larger yields per acre, and makes weed control easier. Rotary hoe, weeder mulcher, or peg tooth harrow will kill millions of little weeds and keep the soil surface from crusting. This should be done during the heat of the day when the bean plants are limp and less easily injured. Where weeds are likely to be a problem, soybeans planted in rows can be kept clean by cultivation. Over half the acreage is grown for hay. Soybean hay ranks high as a protein feed. It should be cut while the leaves are green and the pods are filling. The Farm All 12 and 7-foot mower make quick work of cutting the heavy growth. Before the leaves are dry enough to shatter, the crop should be put into windrows for further curing. The side rake rolls the leaves in and saves them. The all-steel cylinder loader delivers a steady stream of hay. Soybean hay may be fed whole or put through the roughage mill. It makes excellent ground feed of high protein content, as proved by this lot of steers that topped the market. Soybean oil meal, either alone or in mixed feeds, is a valuable protein concentrate for dairy cows. About a third of the soybean acreage is harvested for beans. The modern harvester thresher provides the quickest, easiest, and most economical method of harvesting the seed. The modern combine cuts, threshes, cleans the beans, and spreads the straw as it advances over the field. Beans should be ripe and dry for best results in combining. Loss of beans from shattering is reduced to a minimum with this method, and the straw goes back to the ground to make humus. The international truck is on the job to haul the cleaned beans from the field. The tank is soon emptied, and the combine goes to work as the truck speeds away with its load of beans. The commercial value of soybeans is increasing as chemists are continually developing new uses for this domestic crop. Manufacturers utilize both the extracted oil and the meal. Soybean oil is used in celluloid, explosives, food products, glycerin, linoleum, paints and varnishes, printing inks, soap stock, waterproof materials, and so on. While soybean meal is used in Bakelite products, celluloid substitutes, glue, human food, stock feed, vegetable casein, water paints, and many other products. About half the crop goes from country elevators and loading points to processing plants. Many mills use the expeller process of extracting oil. The capacity of this processing plant is 6,000 bushels of soybeans a day. The tanks are for bean and oil storage. Beans are unloaded and, if necessary, run through dryers to remove excess moisture before going to the storage elevators. Foreign matter is removed as the beans are run onto a vibrating screen before going to the processing machinery. Beans are crushed, then conveyed to these hot air drying ovens to further reduce the moisture content. This shows how the cracked beans are agitated to ensure quick drying. From the ovens, the dried beans are conveyed to the expellers. A plate has been removed to give a better view. The oil is expelled by heavy rolls, and the cake is forced out in thin, brittle sheets. A ton of beans yields 300 or more pounds of oil and about 1,600 pounds of cake. The oil is forced through clarifying filters before being pumped to storage vats or tank cars. Soybean cake is ground into meal of high protein content and sacked for feed. It is fed alone or used as a protein supplement in mixed feeds. In this plant, with a daily capacity of 4,000 bushels of beans, oil is obtained by continuous solvent extraction. This process, owned by Extractochemie AG, Zurich, Switzerland, leaves less than 1% of oil in the meal. The United States imports large quantities of soybean oil for paint and varnish manufacture. Here, soybean oil is being mixed with other raw materials for making varnish. There is also an increasing demand for domestic soybean oil for other commercial purposes, covering hundreds of uses. After the proper mixture of materials has been put in the kettles, they're placed over gas burners to cook. Careful supervision gets the desired results. After sufficient cooking, the kettles are removed from the fire to cool gradually. Frequent stirring and checking on temperatures result in getting the material just. Paint pigments containing soybean oil are carefully blended and ground to ensure a uniform product. The oil from hundreds of tons of beans is needed to make the large quantity of paints and varnishes used by the International Harvester Company. Manufacture of outside house paints, hay, and hundreds of